Hi, this is Sergeant Beast Larson. The story of my second save in CPR. In addition, I'm going to tell you real quick about a DNR, do not resuscitate, issue I ran across. I made a video, I talked to you about saving the baby at the wedding from that biter biscuit. Great accomplishment, made me feel wonderful, as did this. Now, I retired from Boone County Sheriff in Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, and frequently I would go to the Florence Mall. They had a courtyard there, meet my wife for lunch or dinner, and she'd do a little shopping and, just normal things that police do. We always had an AED in every cruiser. Every shift passed them off, so you always had one. So I'm at work one day, we get a call, man down at Radio Shack upstairs. So I was just getting out at the car, grab the AED, run upstairs, find one of the mall security officers, bright young man. He was an EMT, also a part-time county jailer. And he was doing CPR, and I heard they told me CPR was in progress. So I get up there with the AED. Right before he's finishing his fourth set, the 2-minute mark. You remember this from your training. And get it out, get the pads out ready real quick. 72-year-old man. Now, he'd went in Radio Shack to pay his bill. Gave the bill to the lady at the register. She started typing his number, and he fell over, hit his head. Heart attack, right there. His shirt was a button-down shirt, had snaps. So the security officer pops that shirt open, those snaps. I get the pads on really quick, hit the button, do an assessment, advise shock. And advise continue CPR. So he said, I'll do another round. So he continues CPR. We get to the second time, it says advise no shock. The medics get there, squad and paramedics, and they said, okay, we're going to take over. Let's plug in our machine and check it out. They checked it out. They said, he's got a faint pulse. Let's stop. Now he's got a stronger pulse. Rush him into ambulance, take him to the hospital, finish up what I was doing there at Radio Shack, get to the hospital. It saved his life. The combination of the officer doing CPR and me using a defibrillator was a joint effort. Partnership, they teach that. Get up there to the hospital. He's wide awake, looking and talking to us. Great. Got to meet him, talk to his first name, everything. He was very excited. The doctor, everybody's like, it was great that there was a security officer start CPR, know what he was doing, and then had a defibrillator to give him that powerful electric shock. This was second. The baby had came first during my career chronologically. It was a great moment. And I was there, security officers there. The man was there, his family was all there. About 8 people in the room. He just sitting there getting up wanting to go walk around and smoke. Doctor said no. But it was great looking in somebody's eyes who I had seen less than 60 minutes prior that had no pulse. No pulse, no breathing. So, remember I told you in the first one, practice, go through scenarios. It never hurts. And I'll tell you, during my career in law enforcement, and corrections and security, I have done CPR, been a part of CPR 18 times, 2 saves. I've used a defibrillator 6 times. One of those resulted in a save. And the reason, something happens, somebody calls 911, 911 tells a police officer they're not always there. I was fortunate to be there twice. The third time that I was on scene is my next story. Happened to be at the Florence Mall again. I'm walking, didn't have a defibrillator, had finished eating, with my wife, and I'm walking down the hallway. I see a man laying on the ground. Elderly man, looked in his 70s. Get right over to him, call dispatch on the radio, lean over, get on my cell phone, 911, put on speaker and lay it down. The woman's there, and she says, don't touch him, he's got a DNR. I said, until I see it, I got to continue. So I'm down, I'm looking for his chest to rise, listening for breathing, no chest rising. She's scrambling like crazy. I'm telling dispatch, the lady's telling me his name. I'm relaying this to dispatch, because 911's recorded. I'm talking through my phone on speaker. Real quick, she gets his wallet out, pulls this paper out. I said, dispatch, She claims there's a DNR, gives me a paper, I'm reading it, I'm looking at it right now. I do not, tell the squad, I do not have chest compressions. I don't see any rising of the chest or no breath. I'm reading this, get his driver's license. So I got a piece of paper, I got a driver's license, I'm matching it. He signed it, it's witnessed. I told her, give me your ID, got her ID as a witness. Do not resuscitate. I said, dispatch, I'm going to continue to monitor him under the order signed and witnessed and notarized. Do not resuscitate. I will not take any further action other than observation. And I'm praying for the man. I'm praying that I hope that he just wakes right up. I'm guessing he had some heart history. I started asking her some questions. I wanted dispatch to hear this and relay it to the paramedics. She said, yes, he's had heart attacks. He's had heart attacks. He's been through a lot. They said, no more. If he dies again, do not resuscitate him. Let him go. And it breaks your heart to be right there where you can provide help to somebody that's dying, that just died, and you know you've got time to provide. You know, I could have gave him chest compressions and that. He had just fallen down. Do not resuscitate. Paramedics get there. They knew everything because I was on 911 with dispatch on speaker. They relayed everything. So paramedics show up, got their big AED. They said, man, let me see the DNR, please. They looked at it, checked the IDs, verified it again. You know, because he has more training than I do in this regard. He told dispatch, he said, okay. He said, ma'am, I need to call the hospital, call the doctor. We will not do anything, but I need to put the pads on him, the AED pads, so that I can tell the doctor what the reading is, let the doctor declare him, you know, over the phone. She was really resistant to that. I said, ma'am, they're not going to give him CPR. They're not going to shock him. They just need to have this reading to tell the doctor and relay the DNR information. So she finally gave in. They plugged in. Flatline, there's nothing. They're doing this. He's talking to the doctor, the paramedic, you know, my buddy. Had to sit there and watch him pass. Florence police show up. They took over. Things were declared. The doctor, the paramedic, coroner was called, covered him up, blocked off the hallway so that nobody was coming around looking at him, that kind of thing. Preserved the scene. A coroner came, removed the man's body. That was sad. You never know, like I said before, what's going to happen in life. You never know how quick things can happen. It's great to have this training. Part of the training, they teach you how to handle DNRs, do not resuscitate, and how not to. You cannot legally touch that person with a DNR. At that moment, I prayed for the family. I prayed, you know, to myself that he had made peace with God and then he would go to heaven. That's all I could do. Practice your CPR, practice your first aid. It's 2024. I know the world's crazy. A lot of you listening, post, hit the like, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. But share if you've had incidents dealing with DNR. Post it in the comments of the video. If you've done CPR, rescue breathing, obstructed airway, post it in the comments of this video. Let others know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.